Hello folks, welcome to the channel Can Fusion Curious to be Curious. On the morning of August 6, 1945, a B-29 bomber, Enola Gay, raised over the skies of Japan, dropping the atomic bomb called Little Boy on the city of Hiroshima. And 3 days later, another atomic bomb called Fat Man was dropped over Nagasaki, and the rest is history. These two events became the most destructive and disturbing events mankind ever witnessed. Today in this video, we will be looking into what led to this catastrophic event. World War II was fought by millions of people throughout the world. Every major country of the time was directly or indirectly involved in the war. Conflict in the Pacific began well before the official start of World War II. Seeking raw materials to fuel its growing industries, Japan invaded the Chinese province of Manchuria in 1931. By 1937, Japan controlled large sections of China, and accusations of war crimes against Chinese people became commonplace. At this time, several treaties were in place to limit the size of navies in the Pacific Ocean. In 1934, Japan ended its cooperation with other major powers in the Pacific by withdrawing from the Five Power Treaty. The United States, along with other countries, criticized Japan's aggression but shied over from any economic or military punishments. Relations between the United States and Japan worsened when Japanese forces took aim at Indochina with the goal of capturing oil rich areas of East Indies. Responding to this threat, the US placed an embargo on scrap metal, oil, and aviation fuel heading to Japan and froze Japanese assets in US. Furthermore, the US demanded that the Japanese withdraw from conquered areas of China and Indochina. Japan, sensing conflict was inevitable, began planning for an attack on Pearl Harbor by April 1941. The Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, brought the US officially into World War II. In the surprise attack, Japan sunk several ships, destroyed hundreds of planes, and ended thousands of lives. The Japanese goal was to cripple the US Pacific Fleet, and they nearly succeeded. President Franklin Roosevelt called the attack a day which will live in infamy, and the American people were shocked and angered. The ensuing war was costly. Years of fighting brought the US armed forces closer and closer to Japan as they hopped from one island to another. The Japanese were vicious fighters, however, and every victory cost more time, material, and sadly lives. The major battle, the fight of Okinawa, lasted almost 3 months and took more than 1 lakh Japanese and American lives. After President Roosevelt died on April 12, 1945, it became Harry Truman's job to decide how to end the war. The thought of invading Japan gave Truman and his advisors pause. The war had shown that the Japanese were fighting for the emperor, who convinced them that it was better to die than surrender. Women and children had been taught how to kill with basic weapons. Japanese kamikaze pilots could turn planes into guided missiles. The cost of invasion, they know, would be high. Upon becoming president, Harry Truman learned of the Manhattan Project, a secret scientific effort to create an atomic bomb. After a successful test of the weapon, Truman issued the Potsdam Declaration demanding the unconditional surrender of the Japanese government. Warning of prompt and utter destruction 11 days later on August 6, 1945, having received no reply, an American bomber called the Enola Gay left the Tinian island en route towards Japan. In the belly of the bomber was Little Boy, an atomic bomb. At 8:15 a.m. Hiroshima time, Little Boy was dropped. The result was approximately 80,000 deaths in just the first few minutes. Thousands died later from radiation sickness. On August 9, 1945, another bomber was en route to Japan. Only this time they were heading for Nagasaki with Fat Man, another atomic bomb. After the first minutes of dropping Fat Man, 39,000 men, women, and children were killed. 25,000 were injured. This way, the world has witnessed the first ever atomic explosion warfare. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you again.